Hey there, it's Steve from Serious Keto, and in this video we're doing a little clearance keto, trying out the fudge brownies from Miss Jones Bakery Company. I've done a number of reviews of various keto brownies or fudge brownies, and what's interesting is this nowhere says anything about keto or low net carbs or anything like that, yet the ingredients are significantly cleaner than a lot of other brownie mixes that I've tried. So let's take a look at the nutritional information and ingredients. Serving size is 1 brownie, and it says there are 14 brownies per container. I do not know how to cut a square pan into 14 brownies, so put a little asterisk next to that because for me it's going to be 12 brownies. 150 calories, 13 grams of total fat, 12 grams of total carbs, of which 2 are dietary fiber and 8 are sugar alcohol for a net 2, and 4 grams of protein. In terms of ingredients, we have blanched almond flour, erythritol, cocoa powder, chicory root fiber, baking powder, salt, vanilla flavor, and monk fruit extract. Now in terms of making these brownies, pretty straightforward. We have our mix here, which I'm going to dump into a large mixing bowl, followed by 1/2 cup of melted butter, 1/4 cup of whole milk, and 2 large eggs. Then I'm going to whisk this together, making sure I get around all the edges. Now, I was hoping that this might get smooth, but it just stayed this consistency throughout. And it was kind of difficult in terms of getting it to flatten out in my pan. You can see how crumbly this is. And I probably spent the better part of 5 minutes just trying to smooth this out the best I could. Eventually though, I decided good enough, it's going into a preheated oven, preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for 35 minutes. Now that it's done, you can see the top looks a lot better. It smells pretty nice, it's looking pretty good, springy to the touch. Now we just need to let it cool. So not only do I have the prepared brownies, I also have my daughter Courtney here making, it's been a while.
It has been a while.
So are you ready to do the taste test? Courtney is not keto, by the way.
Yep.
So you're going to get the non-keto perspective. I'll let you go first.
Well, it doesn't really remind me of a brownie. It's a little bit more of like a crumbly cake texture to it. Doesn't have that fudgy taste. You definitely taste the erythritol. I'm a big fan of the edge pieces, and this edge piece it's just like a piece of cake. It doesn't have that brownie consistency.
Yeah, I think you pretty much said everything that I was going to say. When I bit into it, at first I was expecting it to almost crumble apart because it's a little bit more dense than cake, and it also doesn't hold together quite as well as cake.
No.
It's definitely not fudgy.
No.
It's a kind of chocolatey, not hugely chocolatey, and the erythritol is strong in this.
Yes.
I mean, you see how long it's been since I took a bite. I still have that sort of cooling, like sugar-free mint gum sort of type of vibe going on in my mouth right now. It's not bad, but it's just kind of okay, honestly.
It's fine.
Now,
I wouldn't go for another one.
however, I have found that some of these brownies, even though they're not necessarily awesome on their own, do work pretty well when I reheat them in the air fryer and then put a scoop of keto ice cream on them. That becomes pretty tasty, and because you've got the cold ice cream, then that erythritol cooling effect, not as big of a deal. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, I don't feel that I overpaid for these.
No, that's a great, yeah.
You know,
Did you know how much are they without that?
I will look that up and I will
Okay.
share that after I come back. And I will be back after I finish this. Well, actually, about 2 hours after I finish this, because I'm wearing a Dexcom G7 continuous glucose monitor, and I'm going to see what impact, if any, this has on my blood glucose. I'm guessing, based on the ingredients, probably pretty much nothing. But we're going to verify, so I'll be back in a couple of hours. It's been a little over 2 hours since I ate that brownie, so let's see how my blood glucose performed over the course of the last 2 hours. Now to do this, I am using the Levels Health app. This interprets the data from the Dexcom app and provides additional metabolic insights. Additionally, Levels also offers a CGM program. So if you're curious about getting a continuous glucose monitor or curious about the software, I will include a link to that down in the description below. But let's take a look at how these brownies scored. A 10 out of 10. That is the best possible response. So now let's go into the details and see. Yeah, from the time I had that brownie, basically my glucose went steadily downward. So not a big surprise given the ingredients. So while I'm very pleased with the glucose result, I'm less pleased with the overall taste of the product. The question is, would I buy it again? I think on clearance, a little over $1.25, yes I would. And if I did, I would probably experiment with it, perhaps adding an additional egg to see if that makes it a little bit more dense, a little bit more brownie-like, and a little bit less cake-like, a little less crumbly. Additionally, I would probably throw in some form of sugar-free baking chips, either chocolate or peanut butter. But at full price, these are anywhere between $5 and $8 a packet, and that I just wouldn't do. So if you see it on clearance and are willing to maybe doctor it up a little bit, then I'd say, yeah, this is a decent keto treat. But you will definitely have to doctor these up because straight out of the bag, kind of disappointing. But that is going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it or found it remotely entertaining, please click that like button. If you're not a subscriber already, tap that subscribe button, then hit the bell to turn on all notifications. And if you never want to miss a serious keto video, I would encourage you to sign up for our weekly email newsletter. The link is down in the description below. As always, thanks for watching.